Hi, everybody. Hey there, friends. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. I pretty much feel like that sums up my day to day, my days, my life. I think it's been almost 2 weeks since I last shared, and I'm sorry about that. For those of you who are really hoping to hear updates, I don't know. I almost put it off again today. I don't know why. I get tired. I think, oh, it's too much. They've heard enough. You know, whatever. Reasons come and go. But before we get to the good times and bad times, I will say that on the note of trying to get this done, so let's talk about lady problems with having to get done, you know, dressed, okay? Just so you men, you hang in there. You need to know this stuff too, for whatever reason. The women in your life or whatever. So my hair, this is the third day in a row. I tried to save it with a little bit of water in my hand and a little dab of conditioner. Y'all, I can't do anything with my hands. This is them. They're so weird. And I can't scrunch because I can't make a fist. So scrunching won't work. Anyway, it's all right. I usually just sort of foof, 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 pat, 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 pat. And make it, if it's fine. But anyway, I did that again today. I don't know why I did it yesterday and the day before, thinking I was gonna try to update, but I don't know, it didn't happen. And almost today I was like, I am just too tired. How am I going to tell them what I have to say? It's too confusing. So I'm just asking God to help me order my thoughts. And so, you know, so my hair's frizzy, that's okay. Y'all love me. And then it took me, okay, oh, did I bring it or not? Maybe not. I thought I brought my eyebrow pencil. I have hardly any eyebrows. And it took, what? They look so ridiculous. I tried making some eyebrows and usually they look kind of ridiculous, but then they fall into place after a minute. They would not. They kept looking so ridiculous, and I tried to take a little off and it'd take the whole thing off, and then so that took a while. And then I decided to put on lipstick because I have had so many people just blessing me with lipstick. The solidarity of you're wearing lipstick is just knocked my socks off, and just been so much fun. And so, and it always makes me feel when I put it on like, oh, well, maybe I have some energy, because how did I get this lipstick on? So, so I put on this lipstick, and I hope I don't touch it during, uh-oh, I just touched it. I hope I don't touch it during this, because then I end up putting it all over my face. Do y'all have that happen? Do you have some sort of powdery thing you put on over it, or how do you not make it get all over your face? Because it's kind of fun to wear. And secondly, I just thought I would share this. Some of my friends have been really fun in the way they've talked about their lipstick, but one of my friends, she said she just never likes to bother with lipstick, but she put it on and sent me a picture, and she said that one thing she discovered is that she has no lips. So that's what happens as you get into our age. So anyway, when I was a little girl, I tried to hide my lips because they were big, and I would kind of hold them in like that, because all the famous women had really thin lips. And Cheryl Katieг was one of them. If you're old enough, do you remember her? And I felt like like I just wasn't enough with my big lips, or maybe people would make fun of me. And so anyway, now I still have this big lip, at least in my older age. So it's been okay. You never know what things might turn around to be a gift. Oh, ow. Okay, enough of that. So y'all, it was the best of times. Hannah was here for her last week, and it was really sweet. I don't remember if the last one, if Ben had been here already. I can't remember, but Ben came, and that was really special. And I'd never done this before, but we watched the baseball. I can't remember what you call it. Sorry, Ben. Not Hall of Famers. Baseball best of the season or something. Anyway, who knew? It was this whole event that goes on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And we watched it on Saturday and Sunday. Anyway, and so that was a bit of a celebration, having Ben come. And then Hannah left, and we had friends who came to cheer us, and friends who brought some flowers over, and that was really special. And then two dear friends of mine that I've known for a really long time now came and took me to lunch, and we went shopping, and I rode around in the little cart in Target, and I just felt, besides the cart, I felt pretty normal. Like, I sat in the booth and we talked about things we would have talked about before, and we shopped, and it was just like old times where they would help me pick out stuff. And so it was the best of times, y'all. But at the same time, it's been not the worst of times. But one day, it was a day, Hannah was still there, and here, and I woke up that day, and everything was bad. I just couldn't, both of my ankles hurt so bad. Usually it's just one at a time and I can limp, but now I had to hobble, and it was a beautiful day, which was very helpful, but I wanted to go out and enjoy it, but I needed to ask for all this help to get my chair out there and to get my books and everything, and I just felt so frustrated with myself, and I just worried, like, how am I gonna have a normal life? How am I gonna ever get better? And I just could hardly use my hands also. Sorry, going into Neverland. All of this was just hurting so bad, this thumb part, and it was just like, ugh, I can't use them. I can't do anything. I can't do anything for myself. It was the worst of times. So, and maybe it was, I went to so many doctor's appointments, and maybe one day I went like in the morning and then all day in the afternoon, and that just wears me out, makes me feel depressed. So, but I will fill you in on the doctor's appointments. I went to see my pain doctor, and he had a new idea of giving me a sympathetic nerve block. Oh gosh, I'm sorry. Every time I try to move in this chair, I get this hip thing happen. Okay, so I wonder if the sympathetic nerve block might help my hip. We didn't even talk about it anyway, but I'm getting it done Wednesday. And so we went to see him, and that was really hopeful. I didn't know that he would have a new idea. It was starting to seem like there is no controlling this scleroderma pain until it decides to slow down on me. So I went also to see my pulmonologist who needed to get a baseline on my lungs. And it was kind of unexpected. Have any of you ever had to do a breathing test or a breathing functionality test? Something like that. I feel so sorry for children who have asthma because I guess they have to do it. And then older people who have COPD maybe. But I went in and this little room and the lady said, well, that's where you're gonna sit. You sit in that little booth. And so I sat in the booth and the seat was so hard. And I said, I don't know if I can sit here very long. And I guess, y'all, it's because, I don't know, everything's tender. And so my seat area is painful. But also it's because I've lost a lot of weight. And so I'm kind of like sitting on bones a little bit. And so that was one thing. And she said, well, you have your sweater, you can turn that around and, you know, just make a little pad of it. So I did that. And it turned out okay. Toward the end, my butt hurt. But anyway, so she explained everything to me and how it was going to go. I was going to do these breathings and follow her. And so she's going to put this thing in my mouth. And then I would have to, and no, she'd clamp my nose. And then she'd put this thing in my mouth. And I'd have to put my mouth around it. And I had to breathe through my mouth through this tube. And so you kind of feel a little, when she clamps your nose and then puts the tube in your mouth. You forget for a minute that you can breathe through the tube. But I guess it's like when you go scuba diving and you, oh my gosh, or snorkeling, snorkeling, when you have to take that first breath. Anyway, so, and she goes, okay, now on this last one, it's, you know, this is what's going to happen. And she says, I'm going to close this door, for you. And so you'll be in there in the booth. And it was like a clear glass and there was a hole where the tube would fit. And I was like, she's like, I'm going to close the door. And I said, I have a little bit of claustrophobia. Is that going to be a problem? And so then she, like, I guess they wait to see if maybe you're just fine. And then she goes, oh, okay, well, you, it's okay. It's not that bad. And she started like, saying all this stuff to help me make it through. And because she was going to close the door on me. And so she said, you know, so it's going to make a few like sounds like, because it's going to seal closed. And I was like, oh my God. And she said, but if you need to, there's a little button inside and you can hit it. But it's okay. If you start hitting that button, don't worry. I'm going to start unsealing it and you're going to be just fine. And then she's saying, so then, what's going to happen? This one's going to be a little bit different. When you put your mouth on it, I'm going to clamp your nose and close the door. And you're going to put your mouth on it. And this time, when you breathe, try to breathe in, you're not going to get any air. And it won't be long. It's okay. But we need to get a few breaths from you, really hard breaths, but you're not going to be getting any air. And I was like, wait, whoa, time out. I'm a counselor and I know about fight or flight, the poor body. And I was like, wait, you're going to be like making me panic in two ways. One, I won't be able to get any air. And two, I'm going to be trapped inside a small space. And she said, yeah. So anyway, it was terrible. And I wanted to get it over with. And she was like, if you can just do it though, it'll give us a lot of information, but you don't have to do it. And I said, well, I'll try. And so she put the thing on my nose and closed, and it went psh, and then it went clunk, clunk, like it was just really lucking me in there. And that just like, my body started like, and my heart rate, and I started to try to breathe through the thing, and no air would come. And I thought she had said, if you breathe, it'll seem like air isn't going to come, but if you just keep doing it, it'll open up and air will start coming. But that's not what happened. I went, and no air was there, and no air, and no air. And she was opening the door and saying, that's great, you did great. And so when I saw the doctor afterwards, I said, I told her, I don't want to ever do that again. I had told the other lady who was helping me in the booth. I was like, okay, I don't want to ever do that again. Okay, can I never do that again? And she said, yes, that's fine. I'll write it in big red on here. You won't have to ever do that again. And I was just like, and so then when I saw the doctor, it was a man, and I told him, I don't want to do that part ever again, okay? Will that work? Is that all right? And he said, oh no, you're gonna have to do that part again. And I was just, anyway, it was just like, oh no. He said, you'll have to come back in 4 months to make sure everything's looking okay with your lungs. Okay, so the report was that things are pretty good with my lungs. Excuse me, I don't get it totally, but there were possibly some fuzzy things or something, but he thought it looked good. And so, he would need to check me again in 4 months, and I would have to have the functionality test done again. And I said, well, I don't want to do that part again, that claustrophobia part. And he said, oh yes, you're gonna do that. You're gonna have to do that. That's where we get our best information. And I don't know, I might not. Okay, so that's some of the worst of times again, I guess. Okay. And then let's see. Wait. Okay. And then last week I saw my local rheumatologist again, and it was really helpful because Thursday was the day I had felt so really depressed. I was kind of scared, like, I think I'm depressed. I need to see somebody. But things turned around. I think because I talked to Craig. He came home and I think I called him and said, could you come home? Yeah, I did. Could you come home? It's not going very well. And I just felt like I needed his presence and that it would help me. Oh, shoot. Hang on. I know I have a tissue. Oh God. Oh, here. Oh, God. Oh, boy. Okay. 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 Sorry, getting up and down is one of the hardest parts. Okay, so anyway, Craig came home that day. I don't want to get juicy. And anyway, he came home and I just cried to him and I kind of sobbed and screamed maybe. It just was like, this can't be happening to me. But I felt a lot more normal. Some friends came over that night with Hannah, and we talked for a little while, for an hour, and it was so good. And then Shoot, y'all, I didn't mean to cry on this. Ugh. Maybe I can edit, but you know I never do that. But I guess it's normal. Nobody likes to see others see them crying. I just want to be us to not feel those ways. We got to be free with each other. So anyway, and then it was Hannah's last night, so we kind of, you know, played it up big and had lots of ice cream and watched some shows. And then I think I connected with the Lord for a long time the next morning because Craig took Hannah to the airport, and it took about 2 hours. And during those 2 hours, I just really poured my heart out to God, and that was really helpful. That might have been the turnaround. Uh-oh, do I have lipstick now on my face? Oh, look, see my Rudolph nose? It's like my red fingertips. I have a red nose tip, so I get to be like Rudolph. But anyway, so, and then Saturday was the day my friends came and took me to lunch, and we went shopping in Target and everything, and it just felt so normal. And then the next morning I felt like, I don't know why I'm getting off on this again, but anyway, some good time, bad time stuff. I laid in bed. I felt like I cannot get out of bed, but it was very luscious and relaxing, and the dogs were sprawled out in the bed. They had come in after Craig got them up, and Craig was finishing getting ready for church, and I was like, oh, I wanted to go, but I can't. I just can't. And all of a sudden, I got up, and I thought, I think I can get ready pretty quick. And I went. I did it. And a friend of mine came and picked me up, and she said she would take, leave with me whenever I was too tired or hurting or whatever. And so it was great. It was so fantastic. I felt normal-ish again, and stuff like that. So let me tell you what I have coming up this week, and what you can be in prayer with me. I have, yes, no, I'll add it to the prayer thing. So this week, if you would be praying for my weight, I just keep losing weight, but I took the bull by the horns yesterday and said, okay, I'm not just going to eat my normal and thinking that's going to work. I'm going to eat like crazy. And anyway, I gained a pound. I think a doctor has told me that's just water weight. But anyway, so I have lost like 15 pounds, which is super crazy for me. I usually fluctuate within 5 pounds or so, because I'm just small frame and stuff, so but it's just like crazy. So my rheumatologist that I saw last week, she said, yes, it was so good to see her, because I'd been down, and I think it just helped a lot to see her too. That's right, on Friday, and just talk everything out, sitting down in a room together. And so she said, I was starting to think I needed to go on a low inflammation diet, that would help my pain and stuff. And she said, absolutely do not go on any kind of special diet right now. You need to eat anything and everything you can. Eat, eat, eat. So, so pray for that. I mean, it's super fun being able to eat as much ice cream as I want. And I wish I was able to go places and wear cute clothes and cute shoes, because all the clothes would fit, Like I have dresses that, I just can't wear them because they're always a little too tight and uncomfortable or whatever. But I can't, my legs are swollen, and my feet, so I can't put on good shoes, and it's hard to go places, you know, mainly because of this sitting down and getting up, and it gets very painful sitting. Okay, anyway, wrap it up, Jamie. Okay, so pray that I can gain weight. It's weird to ask you to pray for me when I feel like God is right here with me, going, yeah, I hear it. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Okay, anyway, and so Wednesday, I'm getting the sympathetic nerve block. Wednesday at 1 o'clock or 11, 1, something like that. And then Thursday, I'm getting my dental cleaning, and I haven't had one in 2 years maybe because of our move. And that is crazy. I used to go so regularly, like even every 3 months because of certain things. So I'm excited, and I've been working on stretching my mouth, so I think it's not going to be any problem, I hope, although it gets painful in the jaws. Anyway, and then Friday, this is just so exciting. I'm having my endoscopy Friday. Do you remember that I've been having anemia, and that's part of probably why I feel weak and sometimes, you know, emotionally a little depressed and stuff, because well, I had to get off of this. I have anemia, and they're still trying to figure it out. And the Cellcept, which is the medicine that tries to work on stopping the scleroderma from progressing and then eventually maybe pulling it back some, I had to get off of that to make sure it's not what was causing the anemia. So we had to figure it out. And I had a consult with this doctor for mid-April, and I was just like, oh my God, please, Lord, can't you? You can. Would you do something? Would you make it happen faster? And many of you were praying. And a friend, Craig met with a friend for coffee who just happened to know this doctor, and they talked, and the doctor so mercifully worked to get me in this week for the actual procedure instead of wasting time with the consult, because he had all the information he needed from my doctor. Y'all, oh God, I can't tell you how happy I am about that. Ah! Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So, yeah, so the prayer, the hope, who knows what's really best, but the hope is that he would find some leaky, bleeding little vessels and cauterize them, how do you say that? And then I'd be good to go for a while, and I could get back on the Cellcept, and because that takes time, and then I can start increasing the dosage, which I hadn't had yet, and see how it works, and maybe it'll start helping me feel better. So that's what I have this week. Wednesday endoscopy, Thursday dental cleaning, and Friday, oh no. Wednesday sympathetic nerve block, you probably had it straight. Thursday dental cleaning, Friday endoscopy. And Friday we get to go first thing. Arrive 6 a.m., 7:30 in the morning is the thing. So that is what is happening, and things that have been just so sweet to me have come from friends and family, and from God, sometimes just straight in the night in prayer. But thoughts about that, I've always believed this, and it's just been hard to hang on to it during this wild, weird thing, but that God is always doing something good in suffering. And particularly in the last couple of weeks, the thought of God birthing something new, like labor hurts. Labor is almost crushingly painful, but it is birthing an absolute miracle of new life. And so I must remember that surely that is something God is doing. Part of what He is doing, even if the evil side of the universe wanted to steal, kill, and destroy. That is all He is about, Jesus said. And He is intent on doing those things. And so it is fun, sort of fun at times when I'm not just feeling out of control with pain or itching. It's fun to think of how He creatively may be bringing forth new life. So, and then this morning, Craig shared with me one of his, a book of Nouwen devotionals that he has, Henry Nouwen. Nouwen. No, what are the other ways people say his name? Anyway, but no, seriously though, this is like such serious stuff. I mean, we live or die by the truth. And when we're sick or not, like when the times I haven't been sick, life is coming at me with all sorts of hardships and things that make, the days hard, things that make it hard to believe the truth about me, my worth, and stuff like that. And so anyway, Craig shared with me this quote from Nouwen that was basically, it's not what you do that makes me love you. This is God speaking to me or you. It's not who has decided they like you or that they don't like you that makes you who you are. It's not, and it goes through all these things. And then God ends up saying, I have called you by name from all eternity, and from everlasting my love has been upon you. And so it's like that everlasting belovedness that is what takes us from day to day. And if I'm His beloved, by golly George, I can trust Him. So it's very fun in the times when I feel trust, or even can say, I believe that God is good and so I trust Him. Even just kind of in faith saying it, those are good times too. But sometimes in the dark, I'm just saying, why? I don't understand, I know you probably have something good, but why? I don't know that. And wrestling, and I just see God's compassion His tenderness, that book brought out the book, sorry, what is it? Do I have it around? Gentle and Lowly, brought out that God is most he is most fervent and quick in his love when we are needy. He's just for us in that moment. And I always picture him riding on the wings of the storm. Wings? Winds? I don't know. I picture him in a chariot on a cloud. Because one professor I remember saying, we shouldn't, poo-poo these metaphors in the Psalms. That's one, I think it's in the Psalms or Isaiah or something, that image of God riding in his chariot on the clouds. Like, what if God really is doing that? What if God likes to do that? And it was a really important thing to think of. Like, yeah, because if it's metaphorical, you can end up being like, yeah, God, he's just spirit, and he's not really intervening. And so anyway, look for God riding in his chariot in the winds, just shoo. And that would be like as fast as Star Wars stuff, I'm sure. It's not supposed to be like, gosh, the clouds are pretty slow. It's supposed to mean he has come for you. He adores you. Okay, I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for being with me. Bye. And if you would subscribe, it helps me. I don't know how, but maybe it's gonna do a good thing. I'm not sure, but getting a certain number might do something. Maybe help me earn some income if I need it someday when I'm old. I don't know. But, and if you get notifications, then you would know when I do a new video. Okay, bye guys. Love you.